If you've been craving that perfect blend of brutal first-person melee combat and spell-slinging action, you need to hear about Fatekeeper. This dark fantasy RPG just dropped its first major gameplay reveal, and let me tell you, it's giving serious Dark Messiah vibes with a modern twist. Developed by a tiny 12-person team at Paraglacial and published by THQ Nordic, this game is already turning heads in the RPG community. So buckle up, because we're diving deep into everything you need to know about one of 2026's most exciting upcoming titles. Fatekeeper is a first-person action RPG where you venture into a handcrafted world where ruins whisper of past cataclysms, mastering the art of sword and sorcery while forging your path with relics, spells, and choices that shape who you become. Now, here's where it gets interesting. While everyone's comparing it to Dark Messiah of Might and Magic, the developers revealed that their primary inspiration actually comes from Hexen, the classic 1995 first-person shooter. But don't worry. Paraglacial is building this as a full-fledged first-person RPG with a focus on character progression, tactical choices, and exploration, rather than a pure action-first shooter approach. The game takes place in a world ravaged by ancient cataclysms featuring handcrafted environments like ruined temples, mystical forests, and crumbling sanctuaries. Think atmospheric, grim-dark fantasy with a quirky twist. And yes, I'll get to that talking rat in a minute. Let's talk about how this game looks because, wow, Fatekeeper has been in development for a few years and is built using the latest version of Unreal Engine 5, and it absolutely shows. The game delivers a high-fidelity, atmospheric experience, utilizing Unreal Engine 5 with visuals that punch way above what you'd expect from a 12-person indie studio. The environments are stunning, from crumbling fortress ruins perched high in the mountains to overgrown stonework and forgotten sanctuaries. The art direction leans heavily into dark fantasy territory. The grimy aesthetic design perfectly complements the bloody enemy encounters, with melee attacks that look weighty and even cut through flesh. There's this incredible attention to detail when your character wipes blood off their blade after combat. It's those small touches that make the world feel alive and brutal. Let's get into the meat of this game, the gameplay. And trust me, this is where Fatekeeper really shines. You play as a druid, but forget everything you think you know about tree-hugging spellcasters. The gameplay demonstrates a hybrid combat style where elemental magic flows directly into melee strikes, with the player wielding axes and blades alongside magical abilities. The first-person perspective makes combat pretty in your face, with melee-based encounters that combine swordplay and spellcasting, alongside dodges and parries. Sword swings have genuine heft. Enemies don't politely wait their turn to attack, and positioning matters when you're outnumbered in tight corridors. Here's the cool part. Every character begins with access to both magic and melee combat, but the paths you choose can transform you into anything from a hulking, hammer-wielding brute to a cunning alchemist, a raging pyromancer, entirely your own. The combat system takes clear inspiration from Souls games. While there might be hints of a Souls-like within Fatekeeper, combat is designed to be challenging and meaningful while not overly punishing. The health bar discourages overwhelming enemies with a hail of blows, so you should rely on dodges and blocks, especially at the last moment, which can give you a chance to knock the enemy off balance and launch a deadly counterattack or perform a brutal finisher. But wait, there's more. Fighting has Dark Messiah-ish bones, letting you kick enemies off ledges and impale them upon conveniently placed spike traps. You can lift bulky enemies with a Force-type ability, tossing them left and right and throwing them off ledges, and let me tell you, that never gets old. Following Dark Messiah's inspiration, Fatekeeper allows for deep interactions with the environment, especially when using telekinesis on various objects and characters. The story is still mostly under wraps, but here's what we know. Fatekeeper will take a focused narrative path, suggesting a more linear path to missions, though exploration is still encouraged. The recently released gameplay trailer gave us our first taste of the narrative, and it's wild. You'll be accompanied on your adventures by a bedraggled talking rat that sits on your shoulder and speaks in a voice that sounds like someone unrolling an ancient, cursed papyrus scroll. The rat appears right at the start of the trailer, seemingly complaining to the player character about having narrowly escaped an ambush, with rhetorical back and forth between the two before the player commands the rat to return to the safety of his knapsack as the pair move on in search of their destination, the Moon Gate. Paraglacial is keeping quiet about who exactly this rat is, saying his identity will remain a secret for now in an interview with IGN. but this suggests Fatekeeper will have a quirkier tone than initially expected from its dark fantasy world. Fatekeeper offers rich progression mechanics that go far beyond surface-level stats, letting you build and refine your character with meaningful choices across combat styles, attributes, and spell schools. Whether you lean into raw strength, nimble precision, or devastating sorcery, the game supports a wide range of viable and unique builds. You'll discover, loot, and master a wide variety of weapons, armor, and artifacts, customizing your loadout to suit your playstyle and experimenting with powerful combinations to overcome increasingly challenging enemies. Every item matters, and the right gear can be the difference between victory and ruin. Every item in the game can be inspected in the menu, and many items have hidden mechanics that are unlocked only after inspecting them properly. This adds a layer of depth that rewards players who take the time to explore their inventory. The inventory system is somewhat reminiscent of hack-and-slash action RPGs, with 2 quickly interchangeable weapon sets, armor, a helmet, a necklace, and rings, plus potions and weapon oils, complemented by developing the hero's skills and an extensive study of spells. The world of Fatekeeper isn't just a pretty backdrop, it's designed to reward curious players. While Fatekeeper follows a focused narrative path, the world invites exploration. From ancient battlegrounds, vast underground caverns, and serene forests, to crumbling sanctuaries forgotten by time, with each area rewarding curiosity with hidden lore, forgotten relics, and unexpected encounters. The 8-minute gameplay footage shows exploration in atmospheric castle ruins, where the main character collects various potions and supplies. You'll be breaking down boards to open new paths, finding hidden caches, and uncovering secrets that flesh out the game's lore. The environments are incredibly diverse, taking you through multiple biomes that each have their own distinct feel and personality. This is a purely single-player experience. Fatekeeper is a single-player first-person action and RPG game. There's no multiplayer or co-op mode, so this is all about your personal journey through the world as the druid. The first-person perspective really makes the combat feel visceral and immediate. Every sword swing, every spell cast, every dodge, you feel the weight and impact of it all. Fatekeeper in all its dark, brutal, rat companion glory. This is shaping up to be one of the most exciting first-person RPGs on the horizon. With its blend of weighty melee combat, powerful magic, deep progression systems, and that gorgeous Unreal Engine 5 presentation, it's definitely one to watch. 2026 is shaping up to be a great year for fans of booting fantasy monsters, down flights of stairs, and Fatekeeper is leading that charge. If you're interested, head over to Steam and add it to your wishlist right now. This small team deserves all the support they can get for creating something this ambitious and polished. What do you think about Fatekeeper? Are you hyped for this Dark Messiah spiritual successor? Let me know in the comments below.